Alright guys, Bugaki here, welcome to the video. It's all about the PS5 Pro enhanced games today. If you're into gaming and you're interested in the latest PlayStation news, rumours and leaks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the gaming community here on YouTube. If you want to go the extra mile in supporting me as a creator, consider becoming a channel member and get early access to all videos on the channel prior to their release. So we are starting off with more games that are now confirmed enhanced for the PS5 Pro, with developers continuing to prepare their games for the PS5 Pro ahead of launch day, which of course, as of recording this video, is only just 10 days away. As the release of the PS5 Pro draws nearer, game developers are fine-tuning their titles to take advantage of the console's advanced features. The latest updates are from Insomniac Games, which recently updated both Ratchet Clank Rift Apart and Spider-Man 2, adding significant graphical and performance enhancements specific to the PS5 Pro's capabilities. These updates introduce new Performance Pro and Fidelity Pro graphics modes, giving players the option to experience games with a refined visual quality and smoother frame rates that the enhanced hardware offers. Both modes were created to leverage the PS5 Pro's machine learning-based upscaling technology known as PSSR, which improves image quality whilst maintaining impressive frame rates. The Performance mode, which serves as the PS5 Pro's default setting, aims to deliver 60 frames per second while preserving image fidelity comparable to the PS5's standard fidelity mode. This mode ensures ray tracing is enabled by default, offering realistic reflections in water, windows, and other reflective surfaces. Insomniac's patch notes recommend Performance mode for most players as it strikes a balance between quality and smooth gameplay. For those seeking an even more visually enhanced experience, the Fidelity Pro mode targets 30 FPS and introduces additional graphics toggles that players can experiment with. So when used in combination with VRR, which is the variable refresh rate, and a 120Hz display, this mode can achieve even smoother frame rates at a lower rate than Performance Pro. Fidelity Pro allows for greater customization and may increase details like pedestrian density in certain environments, as well as enhance hair detail for more immersive experiences. Both modes include advanced ray tracing options, giving players control over reflection and ambient occlusion settings. The settings are flexible. The ray trace reflections toggle can be set to medium, which is the default in Performance Pro, or it can be set to high, which is the default in Fidelity Pro, whilst ambient occlusion can be adjusted to off, medium or high, allowing for further customization according to player preference. One thing is certain, we are definitely going to be getting lots of different options when picking between Performance and Fidelity Pro. Ratchet Clank Rift Apart benefits from a bug fix that addresses some visual issues with fur wetness. This patch represents the start of a broader wave of PS5 Pro updates from Sony's first-party studios. Future updates for The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered are also in the pipeline, coinciding with the PS5 Pro's scheduled launch of November the 7th. And I would expect other Sony first-party games like Returnal, Days Gone, Death Stranding, and other first-party studio titles to have PS5 Pro patch enhancements, if not by the 7th of November, then certainly over the coming weeks ahead. And sticking with the theme of enhanced PS5 Pro games, arguably one of the most underrated games on the PlayStation 5 is Rise of the Ronin, and ahead of the PS5 Pro's arrival, the action-packed exclusive PS5 game has received a significant update, adding support for the new console to optimize its visual quality and in-game stability. Update 1.08, which focuses on enhancing both performance and graphical clarity, particularly in combat scenarios where frame rates are now more consistent. The patch includes the following updates: improved visual fidelity for both the Prioritize FPS and Prioritize Graphics modes. So two modes, Prioritize FPS and Prioritize Graphics. They both introduce new improved visual fidelity for these two modes, sharpening image clarity and enhancing stability during high action combat scenes. Minor bug fixes across the base PS5 version, addressing minor gameplay and visual issues. Development producer Fumihiko Yasuda expressed enthusiasm for the new feature, emphasizing that players can now experience the fluid katana combat at high frame rate while exploring detailed 19th century Japanese locations. Yasuda shared that players can now take in historically inspired settings such as Yokohama, Edo, and Kyoto, with more immersive detail. He encouraged fans to dive into the game's authentic Bakumatsu era portrayal, saying, "I hope you will try and experience this Bakumatsu era world of Japan. If you haven't given this game a try, I would highly recommend it. It's most definitely one of my favorite games of the year so far, so I really can't wait to dive back into this one once the Pro is out in a little over a week's time." Guys, if you're enjoying the content today, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to go the extra mile in supporting me as a creator, consider becoming a channel member and get access to videos prior to their release. Now let's move on and discuss Capcom. They have recently confirmed that the physical copies of Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for the PS5 will launch in Japan on December the 6th, 2024, with releases in the US and other regions to follow in early January 2025. Currently, Japanese pricing is set to 2,960 yen per title, roughly translating to only $20. These titles were initially released on the PS5 in the summer of 2022 as direct upgrades from their PS4 versions. The enhancements include ray tracing for more realistic lighting and shadows, support for the PS5 DualSense controller with haptic feedback, faster loading times, and frame rates that can reach up to 120 FPS for smoother gameplay. We also have a new update to the PlayStation Store, which confirms that Capcom's highly acclaimed Resident Evil 4 remake will be among the latest titles to carry the PS5 Pro Enhanced designation, hinting at performance and visual improvements designed specifically for Sony's upcoming console. While Capcom hasn't released specifics about what these enhancements will entail, fans and industry experts anticipate that Resident Evil 4 Remake could benefit from the PS5 Pro's PSSR technology and other advanced graphical features, making the haunting environments even more immersive. Given the PS5 Pro's heightened capabilities, the PS5 Pro Enhanced label suggests a significant upgrade from the standard PS5 experience. With Capcom's technical prowess, especially in handling atmospheric settings and dynamic lighting, the remake could see improved frame rates, enhanced ray tracing, and even more lifelike textures. With an intense game like Resident Evil 4, where tension is built through lighting, shadows, and environmental detail, these upgrades could deepen the impact of its horror elements and create a uniquely immersive experience for the PS5 Pro users. Since its release, Resident Evil 4 Remake has achieved both critical and commercial success, with Capcom recently announcing that it surpassed 8 million copies sold globally. This impressive milestone underscores the lasting appeal of Resident Evil franchise, which continues to captivate both longtime fans and newcomers alike. The game is a beautifully crafted reimagining of the 2005 original, directed by industry legend Shinji Mikami, that became a genre-redefining title in its own right. Set 6 years after the events of Resident Evil 2, players assume the role of Leon S. Kennedy, a seasoned government agent tasked with rescuing President Graham's kidnapped daughter. The mission takes Leon to a remote European village where he faces a range of grotesque enemies and sinister forces. This updated version preserves the core of the original story while adding fresh layers of depth to both the plot and the character interaction. In addition to the primary campaign, Resident Evil 4 Remake offers players the exhilarating Mercenaries mode, where they can test their skills against waves of enemies under timed conditions. The Separate Ways DLC adds an expanded storyline from the perspective of Ada Wong, a character whose parallel mission sheds light on hidden facets of the main narrative. The inclusion of Resident Evil 4 Remake in the PS5 Pro Enhanced lineup hints at Capcom's continued dedication to leveraging new technology to refine its games. Historically, Resident Evil titles have pushed graphical and atmospheric boundaries, and the remake's design elements, such as its moody, rural settings, intricately designed environments, and realistic character models, are primed to shine even brighter with enhanced hardware. Fans of the series are eager to see how Capcom will utilize the PS5 Pro's features to push Resident Evil 4 Remake even further. And with Capcom's experience in delivering cutting-edge visual fidelity, Resident Evil 4 has the potential to set a new standard for remakes as it continues to honor the horror classic's legacy while taking full advantage of the next generation technology. With so many good horror games, it's difficult to decide on what to play first. I mean, I want to play Silent Hill 2 Remake first on the PS5 Pro, then Resident Evil 4, but I also want to go back and revisit the Callisto Protocol and Dead Space Remake, not to mention all the other games that are Pro enhanced. One thing is for sure, I'd rather have a problem like this where there are too many games to play than having a problem of not enough games to play. So moving on, with the latest F1 24 update, Codemasters is another studio ready to integrate PS5 Pro support, adding advanced ray tracing and PlayStation spectral resolution upscaling to enhance the gameplay. While the base PS5 version already supports up to 120 FPS, the Pro brings notable visual upgrades to both the quality and the performance modes, including a new 8K resolution mode that unlocks on 8K displays. On the PS5 Pro, F124 includes ray tracing features like reflections, ambient occlusion, dynamic diffuse global illumination, making the game's visuals more lifelike at 60 FPS. While base PS5 only use ray tracing for replays, the PS5 Pro now enables these during the races. These upgrades allow for highly realistic reflections on car surfaces and more natural lighting interactions, particularly during wet races, without disrupting the 60 FPS quality mode. Thanks to PSSR upscaling, F124 on the PS5 Pro achieves near 4K image quality, even while reducing the internal resolution to between 1440 and 1080p to handle ray tracing's computational demands. In other words, you're going to think it's 4K 60 FPS. The result, despite occasional motion artifacts, is a stable 60 FPS image that retains visual fidelity, especially on complex tracks like Monaco. Frame rates are strong across most circuits, with brief dips in extreme settings or heavy rain or complex AI scenes. The PS5 Pro's performance mode offers 120Hz option at consistent 1440p resolution with TAA upscaling, enhancing stability over the base PS5 model. An experimental 8K mode uses TAA-U to upscale from native 4K, offering ultra-high resolution detail under specific conditions. With selective ray tracing and efficient upscaling, Codemasters demonstrates the PS5 Pro's capacity to bring high-end features to console players, bridging the gap towards PC quality graphics. This early showcase of PS5 Pro's capabilities suggests that with ongoing optimization, the platform may enable similar advanced effects across more titles in the future. F124 certainly gives Gran Turismo a fight for the best racing game on the PS5 Pro. With both games offering 4K 60 gameplay, fans of racing games are spoiled for choice. And moving back to Capcom, today Capcom launched the long-awaited Monster Hunter Wilds open beta, available for PlayStation Plus subscribers who can download it from the PlayStation Store. This initial phase grants exclusive access to PS Plus members until the 30th of October, giving them an early taste of Capcom's latest installment in the Monster Hunter series before the broader beta access becomes available to a wider audience. The second phase of the open beta, open to all PlayStation players as well as PC and Xbox gamers, will run from October the 31st through to November the 3rd. Monster Hunter Wilds represent a bold evolution in the beloved Monster Hunter series, blending the franchise's classic thrill of hunting giant creatures with new mechanics and gameplay elements. Capcom aims to immerse players in a richly detailed and dynamic world, full of surprises and challenges as they embark on unique hunting adventures. The beta is designed to give players a preview of this new world, with 3 distinct content segments. You have the character creation, a story trial, and the Doshaguma Hunt. The beta opens with character creation, where players can customize their own hunter. Once ready, they can embark on the story trial quest, which introduces the core narrative of Monster Hunter Wilds. Here, players can enjoy the game's opening scenes and become acquainted with gameplay basics through tutorials that guide them on an initial hunt for a Chatacabra, which is a new creature unique to this installment. This story-driven quest merges storytelling with exploration and combat, showcasing Monster Hunter Wilds' seamless integration of narrative and action elements. Following the story trial, players can attempt to do the Doshaguma Hunt, a more advanced quest focused on taking down a member of the powerful Doshaguma species. This quest emphasizes the new environmental mechanics, which dynamically change as players track and battle the monster. So players who participate in the beta will earn exclusive rewards redeemable in the full game, encouraging fans to jump into the action and provide feedback on this new chapter of the Monster Hunter legacy. Capcom's Monster Hunter Wilds is set to release on February the 28th, 2025 for PS5, bringing a fresh and immersive experience to the next generation of gaming. With this open beta, Capcom is offering a sneak peek at the rich world and exciting gameplay mechanics in Monster Hunter Wilds, setting the stage for what's anticipated to be a landmark release in the Monster Hunter franchise. So how do you feel about this game? Are you looking forward to playing this? Are you trying the free beta right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about this game and also the other topics we've discussed today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you on the next video.